Mm. Yeah, when I started my test stream earlier, it was just let's do some digging, see what happens, yada yada yada. Within half an hour, I was like, "Fuck this! I'd rather stick pins in my eyes." And so I went and just did some transmog runs and shit.
Yeah.
Right, there's me paladin. There's me paladin. Now, is this YouTube notification going to be Scottejaye's gone live?
Should be. I would imagine we are live. Hi everyone. It's a bit of a chill stream. Ooh. There's nothing too stressful going on. We just thought we'd get together for an hour and a half or something before it goes live and just have a bit of a chat. Really, talk about our plans, what we're going to be doing, see if everybody's hyped.
I think my plan is I'm going to spam BRD until at least
BRD.
Like 58.
That's not going to give you any XP.
Go to Sholo. What are you talking about?
Oh, do you think it's Season of Discovery?
Yeah. This is Phase 4 sod hype, right?
Hang on, there's an echo apparently.
Uh-oh. What'd you do, Scotty? What'd you do?
Okay, I'm tracking the audio and I can't hear an echo.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo.
Anyone else hear an echo? I'm guessing no one else has said anything. Good now. Not even done anything. The echo's gone now. but I've done nothing.
You're welcome.
Anyway, go on. See us in. Have do some form of intro while I stand there and do nothing.
Cata launch, as you can see on the countdown timer on the screen that Scottejaye amazingly put on there, is 2 hours 31 minutes away. And then Orgrimmar already on the Horde side is already filling up next to the war board banner thing for people to get their breadcrumb quests. I'm sure Stormwind looks the same way, but who cares about the Alliance? But yeah, we have a couple other guests that are coming in, but until they arrive, we are blessed once again with the homie Big fucking Carrot. How you doing, man?
I'm grand. I am grand. Just digging more holes, hoping that RNG just gives me the bloody staff before it goes live.
I can't say your name without saying Big fucking Carrot. Like that's the only way I know you now. It's not Carrot. No, it's Big.
The big fucking Carrot. Yeah. On that, there's a bloke on my server with the name Carrot spelt correctly. And I'm seeing him more and more now. I'll be out in the world and he'll just walk past me. I have a feeling I'm being haunted. So there is some sort of ghost carrot following me around.
A ghost carrot?
Yeah. Is this conversation happening, is it? I feel like I've just kind of woke up in some really, really weird alternate carrot reality.
Yeah, we're all vegetables here somewhere.
So let's have a little chat about plans. What's your plans, Carrot, in terms of getting to 85? How long do you think it's going to take you? Are you going to sleep before it happens? You know, all that good stuff.
I'm probably going to do a little bit when it goes live in a couple of hours and then go to bed. I'm not too fussed on rushing it. Like, I went hard, pretty hard, in vanilla and TBC for leveling, and it was fun, but it was also knackering. I'm just quite happy to take it at your pace. We know the raid's going to be delayed now, so there's no need to burn all the way to max level as quickly as possible, because I'll just farm a few dungeons when I get there. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I've just elected to chill. There's only 5 levels, and that ain't going to take me long. I've done it on the beta. The longest level will be 84 to 85, and that's only a couple of hours. So yeah, I'm quite happy just to sit back and relax on this one.
I hope it's only a couple hours for me, because I did 84 to 85 on the beta, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's a little bit longer than a couple of hours. It's 9 million XP.
Oh, well, that's a couple of hours if you don't eat.
Yeah, I mean, also didn't know where the fuck to go either, so I was like trying to find quest on in Twilight Highlands without Questy, without the in-game quest thing working at all, so I was just like flying around looking for something. So yeah, I spent a lot of time just traveling, looking for something to do.
In fairness, my knowledge of where the quests are is fairly encyclopedic. because I have leveled far too many alts in my time on retail, so I just know where everything is. So I was like, all right, just go over there, kill that, done. And I'm just doing 20 things in the background at the same time. So knowing where things are, that's fine. So I never have that issue.
Part of my part of my prep for launch today was downloading my add-ons. So I got DBM, I got Atlas Loot, I got Questy, so I'm ready for that because I've been putting it off. I'm like, they're gonna be constantly updating them throughout pre-patch. I'm just gonna wait until right before launch and get my add-ons sorted. But hopefully, I got the right versions. Launch is gonna happen, and I'm like, all right, where the fuck is Questy at? Like, why isn't it showing me where to go?
So you are just going to quest go? Is that your plan? Is it?
Yeah. I'm going straight to Hydral. Staying in Hydral, questing, doing RDF until 82, and then 82 doing the Deep Home, doing the same thing in Deep Home, questing for 2 levels there while also doing RDF, and then at 84 going to Twilight Highlands and finish it on off there.
Cool. Sounds like a plan. I am. My plans have been changing like on an hourly basis at the moment, but me and Jay are going to be streaming together for a few days. So we're duoing the whole way, which has made our plans a little bit awkward, you know, because I was going to solo Halls of Lightning, then we was going to duo Halls of Lightning, but we was doing it too quick, so it was getting locked out. So what we're actually doing is we're handing all of our quest prep in. So my last bit of quest prep I finished early hours this morning, which was getting exalted with AV. But so yeah, I've done pretty much all quest prep. Should get very, very close to 81. Obviously, I've done quite a lot on the Paladin already, so without going, you know, I've not got reply code alpha, I've not got on his head. You know, there's some of those things that I'm missing, so I haven't got like the absolute max amount of XP that I could get. But we're basically just going to go run around, do all our quest stand-ins. Then we're going to do 7 random dungeon finders with a pre-made group that we've got already. Flow healing, Jay, like as in fake Jay tanking, and Big Chunk DPSing with me and Jay. So we're going to do 7 of those to get maximum XP. Then me and Jay are going to 2-man Blackrock Caverns into 83, then go straight to Oldham. Because we was getting like... I don't know, two and a half million an XP an hour, roughly duo Blackrock Caverns. That's pretty solid. Well, I was looking at soloing it. Like I can solo it, especially from 81 when I've got Inquisition. But it's pointless us doing a duo stream and both of us sitting in separate dungeons. So it's like we're just doing it together. So we're not really going for like mass speed, you know. We're just going to be chilling, having a laugh. We'll be 85 before we sleep. I mean, I fully expect to be doing heroics before I go to bed.
Yeah, that's my plan too. Hopefully, be able to level up fast enough and get in there. Because eye level wise, I don't really know how to get 3 whatever like super fucking fast. I know we've got justice points. I'll be trying to get my reps up and all that stuff, but outside of doing dungeons and stuff, I can't remember how to really get that eye level up there.
Are you on a capped? I'd imagine you are, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, just PvP gear too?
Yeah, get PvP gear for eye level. Keep any higher eye level greens, even if you're not going to use them while you're leveling. You know, like if it's not actually as good as what you're using because you've got gem sockets and shit and chance on and that, just keep it in your bag. It's not hard. It's 329 you need. Like you'll get 329 pretty quick.
Is it based off the eye level of your gear in your bags? Or
in your bag, and even in RAF, it even takes your bank into consideration, or it was.
Okay.
There's a dirty little trick I did early on in the beta, which was I went through all of the vendors that I had rep with, and only bought cloth, leather, mail, all sorts, and I got into heroics dressed like a fucking tramp. So, yeah, if you jam me like that, you should be fine.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You know, keep any blues. Like, if you get any blues that you pick up, don't just rush and bang them on the auction house. Keep hold of them, but for eye level when you ding, first of all.
True. Big gulp. Big fucking gulp. We got big everything here today.
Yeah, man.
Big chunk, big gulp, big carrot.
How hard are you both going? Like, have you got time booked off from work? Are you going to be like trying to get all your reputations done? How many characters are you going to try and get ready before the raids open? All that sort of thing.
Go ahead, Garrett.
Oh yeah, I've got the next 2 weeks off. I will have my DK and my mage ready to go. My DK will do all the reps. I hope to God when it launches they've sorted out the shoulder enchant rep. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do that. We all will on multiple tunes, which sucks tits. But yeah, my DK is pretty much going to have everything within the next couple of days. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. And then once the mage is done, I might meander about on the rogue. But as long as I've got those two ready to go, I am grand.
And go.
Yeah, I've got like a week and a half off, so I'll be back to work by the time raids launch. But today's my first day off, and I don't go back to work until next Wednesday. So I've got the majority of the launch off of work, but I'm also going out of town either Thursday or Friday and spending a couple days backpacking out in the mountains. So I got to do my IRL druid stuff there with the homie Griff, the feral myth and legend Grifton. Wow. So we'll be out there with our backpacks, with our tents, with our hammocks, sleeping on the ground and having a good time. So I'm going as hard as I can these first couple days, and then I'll have a couple days once I get back on Monday to finish up what I need to get done before raids open. And I want to try to get 2 characters to 85, but I'm only really going to raid on one. One's just going to be an alt that I can hopefully get the Valor BOE boots and just send them to myself, so I don't have to buy them off the auction house or anything like that. So I can have like 3 pieces of Valor and try to take advantage of that. But if I don't get that alt up, then it is what it is. And it's also a profession alt too, so I don't even know how I'm gonna do professions. Usually I hate buying shit off the auction house, and it's like, do I want to level up a miner and then spend a lot of time flying around mining? Because hopefully it's not that bad, but I didn't even look at how much materials I'm gonna need to get engineering up to 525 for my helm.
Well, so I'm slightly distracted. I'm trying to believe it or not, I'm trying to sort out the first night's raids. That's literally which, you know, Cata's not even open yet, and already debating raid days and times. Mate, I've got so much to do. Like, I don't even. It's difficult to know even where to start.
Did you booked off work though? You got a little vacation? Your boss approved it?
Yeah. He said I can have a little bit more time off because I've been doing really well recently as well. So yeah, I'm gonna get to play a lot. But I need to get my paladin to 85, fully geared and reputations done, ready obviously for the raids when they open. My rep paladin's gonna be in like a pretty hardcore 10-man heroic group. I then need to get my mage to 85 before the first nights when the raid opens as well, because that's going to be my EU 25-man character. When I say EU, obviously, I'm on NA servers on Mancrick, but in the guild, we've got 2 different raid times. We've got like NA-friendly raid times and EU-friendly raid times. So I've got to get 3 characters ready for the first week of raids. So I've got 10 days to get 3 characters to 85, all professions done, reputations done, and everything, because it's going to be EU 25, EU 10, and then an NA 10 with Go. Which we've started putting together a particularly hard 10-man group, which will be, for launch week. And then, obviously, I do need a 25-man NA character, but that's going to have to wait till the week after. Like, there's no way I'm going to get 4 characters done in 10 days. In all fairness, I get about 13 days. Because the 3rd character I don't need until the Monday. So, for the 3rd character, I get a little bit longer, which is not too bad. But yeah, that's what I've got to do. It's gonna be really like a big push.
You're gonna be drinking and stuff on stream too, I imagine. You're not just gonna like have a sober, like no wheel stream or nothing like that.
What, launch tonight?
Yeah.
Are
you're getting pissed the whole weekend?
No, I'm personally going to be drinking fairly casually throughout it, but you know, I'm not getting hammered because you know I want to be streaming for a good 30 hours, like straight to be able to get everything done and like you know start on heroics and all of that. So I'll be having a few drinks. The thing is, if I say that, I'm going to have a few drinks at launch, you know, I'm going to be doing Jaeger bombs by 1 a.m. and then I'm going to be absolutely battered by 6 in the morning. So I've got no self-control. What can I say?
It sounds like last night.
Yeah, that was last night. I enjoyed last night. That was
I
a
went
chill
to bed
one.
before you.
Yeah, I didn't go to bed till like six this morning. I was still doing AV.
So, Carrot, what tunes are you playing? Like, what classes? Did you already say that? I'm gonna
Yeah,
be all over
DK
the place.
main, mage, and then rogue when I can get round to it, because my guild does a fair amount of raiding. We got our main runs, which go across Wednesday and Sunday, and then we've got usually 2 weekend runs. Not entirely sure how our weekend runs are going to work at the minute, because with the fact that 10-man is viable, I think we might have at least one 10-man going, and I know I'm going to be doing that at some point with some of the people in the guild. But as long as I've got my 225 characters up, which is me DK and me mage, that's grand. Basically, a lot of raiding. I'm just hoping it's not going to be as much as ICC when that came out, because that nearly killed me.
Did you get a lot of beta testing in for the raids, or?
I did like one round, and it was only just normal stuff, just checking it out, and it wasn't too bad. And I think we're going to smash it. Heroic shouldn't be too bad either, but yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm just wary of the quantity. I think, because like I said with ICC, I was raiding near enough every day. In some cases, 2 or 3 times, and after about a month, I wanted to die. So as long as we aren't raiding that much, I don't care.
I want to say the most I was rating on was 3 tunes, and I would do like a 25 and 10 for 2 different characters. So that was 4 nights, and then I had like a GDKP for a 5th night. Maybe I was doing something else on the 6th night as well. I can't remember. Maybe the GDKP was 2 nights. It was like Friday, Saturday for that. I don't remember. It was a lot of rating, but I like 2 tunes is maximum, absolute max for me. But that could change in Cata since it's only 10 or 25. So.
I think it'll change, mate. Like once we've got everything on farm, you're going to be blasting through 10-man heroic in like hour and a half. You know, including traveling around between the 3 raids. Like you got to remember, there's like in Blackwing Descent, for example, there's practically no trash. There's a couple of mobs between each boss. You know, you're literally just going boss to boss. I think you'll be playing at least 3 characters.
If it's something like Vanilla was, I'd be fine with that, because there was always a raid for something in Vanilla, and it didn't matter what my main was doing. I'd do that, and then throughout the week, I'd raid God knows how many times on God knows how many characters, and it wouldn't matter because they'd be done in half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I bloody loved it. I love doing a quick Blackwing layer. It was just, yeah. So it's like that. I think I might like that, because it makes playing alts just a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, you know, about 6 to 7 weeks in, I want to be raiding on 5 characters, because I'm going to want a GDKP character. Honestly, I think you've probably seen the progress and everything on the beta, and it's not that bad. You know, like if you was to say you're raiding on 4 characters with 2 of them being 10-man, you know, you could knock 2 10-mans out back to back. But I want to be raiding on for the EU timed and NA timed raids, so I've not really got much choice. I need to do bare minimum 3.
That might be time for my mage to get leveled up then for my ult.
I mean, you've been saying that for ages.
But yeah, it's still level 20. I should log on right now and level it up before launch.
just buy boost, mate. Give Blizzard some money; they need it. So, all right,
Can't justify that.
What are your sort of long-term plans, Carrot? If we're talking like the first couple of weeks of launch, like what are you prioritizing? Like, you're going to be working on Toll Barad rep? Are you going to be doing more archaeology to get Tolvir stuff? Like, where's your focus going to be outside of raids for the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, we'll be doing things like Toll Barad. I think archaeology can fuck off. I have done far too much of that in these last 3 weeks, and the BOEs would be nice. I think I might get them eventually, because I want to go and get the battle tank mount, because yes. But it's not going to matter. In a few weeks, I'll be getting 359 gear. So it was mainly just going to be setting up my account more than anything to be ult friendly. so that I can just make a character and send all the shit I need to it. Because I did that in Wrath, and it made just making a new character so fucking easy. It was just so nice going, right, I need X, Y, Z, send. Done. And yeah, that is it. Sort out my professions, all that bollocks, and yeah, that is it. Just putting all the work in now, so later I haven't got to do shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to live in Tolbarad as much as I can, because it said every 2.5 hours, but I assume that it's making the other half an hour like part of the battleground, so it'll be like Wintergrasp and be every 3 hours. That I hope it's like that, because it was every 2.5 hours and it's just offset ever so slightly every match. That would suck. But I need to get as many of those little things too, because it's not just about getting exalted. If you want the trinket, you got to get the commendations. So you got to be doing the dailies and like the battle like every single 3 hours, and so you can have it stocked up for the first raid if you're looking for the trinket. Oh, but archaeology too. I got to do the Tolvir archaeology for the ring, and then since I didn't get the staff from Dorf, then at least if I got that staff, that would be cool. Like I wouldn't vendor it or anything like that. So I've got options for a secondary 359 weapon, which I really want to have one before I go into raid. It would be nice to be able to ding 85 and be like, boop, there's my eye level. There's 359. That's going to help me get into my random heroics that much faster and be doing damage in the heroics. So I'm really feeling like missing out if I don't have the staff.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying for me on that front, because obviously I'm a Frosted K. And two-hand, the difference between two-hand and dual-wield isn't going to be that much, at least early on, so it's not a big deal. But the one-handed BOE is from Tolvir, and my DK isn't my archaeologist. So there's no point. I'm just going to end up doing two-handed Frost for God knows how long until I get some decent one-handers, which is going to be fun, but at the same time, fuck's sake. I get to play the weird spec. It's like being an arms warrior at any other point in WoW's life.
Have you got any plans on doing any like really serious rating pushes? Go, like, are you going like you're going to go for Glad?
Oh, for arena and stuff? No, since they took Glad away from 2s, then no. 3s, it's just too much going on, and I feel like I can't keybind enough spells to be able to feel like I would be not holding my team back. Like no arena macro target focus 1, 2, 3 for Solar Beam for 3 characters, or Root or Bash or anything like that. So it's the keybind bloat that makes it hard for me to do 3v3. But if I could in 2v2, I absolutely would.
Well, you are old, aren't you, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, that too. My mouse on my mouse. I don't have like 15 buttons or like a Razer Naga or nothing like that. I got a couple. I got like 3 over there that I think that I use. So if there was a 2v2, I would at least push 2K. Like I'd be happy with that. I still could. Like I don't need to have Gladiator on 2s to push 2K. So I might do that this time, because I only got 1800 with rigs and 2s and Wrath. So it'd be nice to get 2K again. It's been fucking 10 years since I've been 2K plus.
Yeah, well, we're. I don't even want to say it, because then if I foul and it don't work, then I'm going to sound like a dick. But me and the Jays, me and both Jays are going to try and go for Glad. Obviously, yeah, in 3s. I've been saying, and in all the podcasts for the last 8-10 weeks, that I actually want to take PvP quite seriously this time round, because since 2019 and launch it, like classic launch, I've neglected that entire portion of the game, and I think the PvP in Cataclysm is in such a good state that I think it's actually the perfect time to really get into arena. The thing is, it's going to take me a while to probably get good, but we're going to go for Glad, Druid, Shaman, Paladin.
I just want to hear your guys' comms. Jay, interrupt. I got it, Jay. Jay, bash. All right, I got it, Jay.
Scottejaye, stun.
Jay, did you just trinket? Oh no, that was the other Jay.
Yeah, it's going to get confusing with Scottejaye, J&J. Like literally, that is that is our comp. But yeah,
Is
I'm
that
gonna be
the team
streaming all that. We probably will just call it Scotty J.
Scotty and the Jays.
Yeah, we've been trying to think of some stupid names, but I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm really looking forward to the raiding, but it's been a long time since I took PvP serious, at all. So like, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to be PvPing with two top lads, both ex-glads. Like, it should be good.
Yeah, see, my PvPing this expansion is going to be very different because I don't do PvP that much at all. But I was talking to Mapper. He's a mage in my guild. He's sort of the unpleasant smell that follows me around. But we were talking about it, and I think he started. It was either in a TVC or start a Wrath. So he's fairly fresh-faced to WoW, and we were joking about going and doing twos. So I have a feeling, well, you're going to be up there, pushing all these high ranks. I'm going to have some sort of dribbling leadsman trying to do PvP by my side, and that's going to be the funniest fucking thing on the planet.
Yeah, well, as I say, we're going to try. Yeah, I'm not going to get ahead of myself and say we're going to get glad, but we're going to try.
I mean, it'd be cool if we, even if it was just like a drunken fun night of random battlegrounds once a week on the weekend or something, or once every couple weeks, just get everybody together and fucking smash out some random or rated battlegrounds.
We're going to do it every Friday. Friday night is RBG night, so we've already planned that.
Well, I guess I'm maybe not invited because I would have known about it. So fuck me. I gotta find another team.
Yeah, no, you'll be in it. Go, don't worry. Oh, speaking of one of the Jays.
Hello.
What's up, Jay?
How's it going?
Are you J number 2, J number 1, J number 3?
J with no numbers. Everything after me gets a number.
This is J Prime.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jay, you might as well tell us your plans. We've already been going all over ours, so, what's your plans for launch, plans over, the first couple of weeks? I know you've got some like real-life stuff going on, which is going to take you away shortly after launch, but...
Yeah, I mean, the first, 48 hours is going to be trying to follow you and not die in a corner somewhere. But, yeah, I mean, I want to push 2 characters 85 within, a day or two. I really want to go super hard, get heroics cleared. And after that, it's just, the daily shit. It's easy after that. It's the leveling bit that I can't be arsed with. And then get into raids. I don't think I'm quite going for, 3 fully raid-ready characters week 1. I might have a 3rd character leveled, but it'll be in the state he gets leveled in rather than raid ready. It's gonna be fun.
Are you gonna be raid leading the EU teams, like the ASOP EU raids?
The EU 10-man, sure. After that, probably not. Maybe because
are you talking about the NA 10? I'll raid lead. Me and Jay will do the raid lead the NA 10 man between us. The one that you're going to be in.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, in general, all the EU timed NA raids.
I think Jay will be raid leading the 10 man, and then we'll probably do the 25 between us.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we've been doing a lot of the 10 man between us. When I say between us, I mean everybody, the entire 10 man. People have sort of pitched in, but yeah, I think for 25 man, we'll just do it between us.
It's difficult, and without trying to insult people, because it's not what I'm about, and I can't be asked with at the moment. The 10 man, we have 10 people who are happy, confident enough to give ideas, and on different bosses that we've progressed, they've given ideas that have changed the fight and has allowed us to progress. And it's been amazing. There is no active raid leader. I'm calling stuff out, but in terms of tactics and stuff, it's a progression group, right? Everyone's involved. On 25 man, there's just too many people for that to work in the same way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that for me is just... yeah. If I go to 25 man, it's to just turn up, press lightning bolt, and turn brain off.
Yeah, if I'm doing a 25 and there's 8 people queuing up their mics after an attempt, all trying to pitch in ideas. I'm like, all right, muting this fuck, muting this guy. So I don't know. I can't stand it when there's like 8-10 people saying, "Oh, well, did you guys see this video? They're doing this strat."
Yeah,
well,
that
I
won't be
saw this
happening in
strat from this
25.
forum post. Yeah, 15 years ago we did it like this. Like, fuck out of the raid.
Yeah,
I've heard it enough.
I think with a 10 heroic, like you're going to be quite lucky, go, because by the time we do our 10-man heroic, like the NA time one, like me and Jay and that, and Stark's going to be there as well, like and Chunk as well. Like we're all already going to have done all the bosses, you know, so it should be pretty chill.
According to plan.
Yeah, if it goes according to plan, exactly.
You guys do the prog for me, and then I'll come in there and get carried.
That sounds good to me. So are you excited, Jay? What are you most excited about? And don't say streaming together, because you'll make me blush.
Going to bed after leveling.
You're already looking forward to going to bed. You ain't making it to 85 in one sitting, are you?
No. Hear me out. It's not about going to bed. It's going to bed knowing that I'm 85. It's achieved. It's done. It's the being able to go to bed and not have to worry about like trying to play catch up. But yeah, it's going to bed basically.
You'll go to bed and I'll be herbing all night for Dark Moon cards.
I'm just glad I don't need any.
You know, I mean, to be fair, I don't on the Paladin, but yeah, I do need a Volcano for the Mage. What about you? Yeah, profession-wise, have you got any like disgusting herbing plans, Carrot? Because I mean, we've got like a whole herb mafia set up to pump out as many Dark Moon cards as possible.
No mafia, just a lot of gold to waste. Because all my main 3 toons, not a single one of them has a gathering profession. All my gatherers are so far down my list, it's unpleasant. Basically, I'm going to waste all my gold in the first 24 hours, get the card, and then regret it for the rest of my life.
That makes sense.
I missed it if you mentioned it earlier, but what classes are you leveling?
DK's my main, followed by my mage, then my rogue.
Okay, at least you can get away with only one card then, I guess.
Yeah, it's not going to be like in Wrath, where every motherfucking character I played needed a card.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I played Hunter, DK, and Shaman. And my DK and my Shaman, DK and Hunter, sorry, had their greatness card all the way up until TOGC. So I needed it. It was good. It was powerful. It was expensive. And, yeah, I'm glad I ain't got to do that again. Just got to get one Volcano and I'm done.
So you buy your Volcano, you're back to 0 gold, and then it's time to prep gold for the mop trinket, the phase 1 mop trinket.
I don't know. I'll sell my body. I'll do something to get it, but I'm not going to be herbing yet. I do all of my gathering after the fact.
Does that continue on, Scotty? Is there like a Dark Moon card phase 1 trinket for mop that we're all going to be doing that same thing again in a year?
I can't remember, if I'm honest with you. I think there is, but I can't remember how good they are.
Melee get a pseudo greatness, so they get base stat and then a chance to proc base stat on crit. Nice. Tanks get stamina and a dodge on use. Tank one's pretty crap as always. The healer one is int base and then spirit cast, and the caster one is basically Volcano 3.0.
So yeah, you will.
You continue.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the Dark Moon cards in MOP. So what about PvP, Jay? Your plans? Obviously, we've spoke a bit about PvP plans. I know we're going to be doing freeze together. But what's your aspirations for RBGs?
So I pushed RBGs the first time, and I'm expecting the community that surrounds RBGs at the very top level to be incredibly toxic and win trading if it's anything like original Cata. And it was a horrible thing to be a part of. So for me, I have no aspirations of like pushing anything. I would like to hit 2.4k just so that you then get the High Warlord or Grand Marshal achievement again. But anything higher than that, I'm just not interested. I would do it purely as a enjoyable kind of Friday night, get drunk sort of thing, and play some BGs.
And how like do you think a sort of casual group that are doing RBGs once a week and like is 2.4k pretty achievable, or are we still talking there's like a lot of effort required to get that done?
So it's broken into like 200 brackets from 1.6, right? So up to 1.6, you lose almost nothing but gain. I think it's 198 or 196 or something rating. So it's very difficult to lose rating up to 1600. After that, the higher you get, the less health. The less health. It's because Mel just said rip, and I've just run through fucking Deathwing Fire. Annoyingly, I didn't die, but yeah. Every like 200 after that, you start losing more rating and gaining less. So I would say 1.6 is very easy for groups to get. Almost any groups that, like, I would be expecting, like the guild RBG groups doing the challenges, had we have had guild XP, would be sitting around the 1.6. You know, go in with full PvP gear, a little bit of knowledge. 1.8 to maybe 2k for the more talented groups is achievable. But I really do think you're going to start coming across some very, very sweaty and try-hard teams at that point.
So getting 2.4k is going to be like a decent challenge.
Yeah, I look at it as the gear sets, right? You've got the blue and the epic PvP gear set from vanilla. You know, I think most people will be able to go and attain the blue set. I think the epic set, the high warlord is going to be a lot harder. And basically anyone that you see with Hero of the Horde or Hero of the Alliance is probably, well, certainly back in the day, it was win traded for. So it was just something that was almost just not seen as an achievement because it was just gate kept by, certainly on EU, like 10 Russian teams basically every season.
I just remember in Wrath, it got to be so many like scripts being used in Arena for 3v3 that it was hard to even push to 2k without running into a team that just would immediately interrupt any single spell cast. Like there was no fake casting because it would just get sheared like as soon as you started casting. I wonder if that's gonna get worse, if it's gonna stay about the same, or in like with rated battlegrounds too. Like, is there gonna be scripts and bots and stuff for RBGs, or like the player base will do anything they can to try to get that fucking 2400 rating. So I'm expecting some toxicity in RBGs.
So it's something that Blizzard is working more on as a whole at the moment, just because, and as much as I hate this, it's more my brain. Well, it leaked into retail. So retail started having massive problems with bot kicks and scripts and things like that. So it was something that they've addressed there, and the fixes have then fallen back through to Classic. They're not entirely, it's not perfect, and yes, you will absolutely see those. They are less relevant in RBGs because RBGs typically it's more about tactics than the fight. But yeah, I mean, in arenas, you're definitely going to see it.
So what about the first raids? I mean, let's touch on that. You know, we've already spoke about, like, you know, the getting to 85, the general sort of activities that we're going to be doing at 85. What's your experiences been on the raids? I know we spoke about them in, you know, previous podcasts as well, but Carrot, first of all, like what's been your experience with the Cata raids on the beta, or, you know, what do you think is going to be realistic for your guild to do sort of in the first week, 2 weeks?
First week, normal, definitely. I don't see us having any issues with normal. Particularly not the team we got now. We do seem to be a bunch of nasty bastards, which I quite like. But heroic, I imagine we'll get a few of them down week 2. I don't anticipate us killing everything first couple of weeks, maybe week 3, week 4. It's just the way we pace it. We don't raid every night of the week until it's dead. We stick to our raid times quite religiously because we've got a lot of dad raiders in our guild. So we've got our times, we stick to them, but within that time we get shit done. So yeah, I reckon we'll have all of the end bosses down on normal, good chunk of them on heroic second week, and then we'll just work from there.
And did you do a full clear of everything like normal on the beta? So you've already got a bit of experience as a guild, or
not as a guild, but I have. Not sure about my raid leader. He normally faffs about with that sort of stuff, but again, I'm not sure he has done this time around. But yeah, from what I've seen, I don't think we're going to have much issue with it long term. Like, there might be the odd boss that kicks us in the teeth once, then we go, okay, that's how that works, and move on. We are, I like to call us the cockroach of our server. We just seem to track on. We're never the fastest, but we don't seem to ever hit something that we can't kill or kills us. So yeah, we should be fine. Again, speed isn't really a big thing for my guild, but slow and steady, and it works, and I like it that way.
It's funny you say you're the cockroaches of your server, because we're the cocks of our server. So it's close, I suppose. All right, Jay, come on. I know you've obviously done a lot of the raids on the beta, most of which we've done it together. What are your thoughts on overall difficulty? Bosses, bosses that people should be avoiding as soon as they're out, and ones that should definitely be focused, like all that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like my plan, especially with the 10-man that we talked about, I would like to see us be killing 7 or 8 heroic bosses in the first like raid attempt, first or second raid attempt. It's like day 1, day 2. I think there's going to be a bit of prog on the remaining bosses we have left. We just didn't have time to get to them. And we tried to be quite ethical about our pushing as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I actually think the difficulty levels are probably overestimated as to... I mean, it's really, really hard because everyone looked at things like ICC and gone, oh my god, Lich King 25 heroic, 0 buff is like the hardest boss in the game. It's mathematically impossible, and people killed it very early, right? Like, I think people... And it's hard to gauge how good we are as players now compared to where we were. Well, some of us. And yeah,
was that a dig at Go? Was it?
Yeah, it was. But no, like I think we really do underestimate how good we are as players now compared to, like I said, where we were back in the day raiding this. So I don't think we're gonna have too much of an issue. I'd like to clear everything before before the end of the second reset, mainly because I'm going on holiday and I don't want to have to raid on a boat. But generally, I think Omnitron and Ascendant Council are going to be the 2 fights that people just have to make a decision early as to what their plans are with them. And be realistic. Like, those are the 2 bosses where they're probably the hardest pre-raid boss, pre-end bosses, and they are both influential if you want to do heroic. So if you don't see yourself killing heroic end bosses, those are 2 that you can avoid and pick up other stuff.
So wait, is Sinestra or any of the end bosses, you have to kill a certain amount of other heroic bosses first to be able to get to them? Is it... So
Sinestra, you have to kill all 4 previous bosses on heroic to even see the boss.
Yeah.
And the boss itself is only on heroic. Right, so there is no normal version.
It's like Algalon, yeah.
It's exactly Algalon. That is exactly the comparison they made when they released it. That's and it's a difficult boss in itself. Like, I think people are really gonna struggle just to hit the timers on that early on. But Ascendant Council is going to be a very, very... It's not even a DPS check or anything like that. It's a pure mechanical fight. There's just a lot of mechanics to learn. So it's going to be something that do take guilds a little while to figure out, or there's going to be an amazing week or a package that everyone follows and just brain rolls it. Like, it really could be that easy, but I think it's one that people just need to be wary of. Like, if you go there and don't see you killing it quick, it's one that you could potentially skip on the first week. But obviously that does mean that you don't get access to Sinestra. In terms of Nefarian, I actually didn't check it, but I know on private servers you had to kill every boss in the raid on Heroic to kill Heroic Nefarian, which I can only imagine is the same thing, but I actually didn't get to test that.
I think the thing about Council as well is, like, if you was to compare it to Blood Council in ICC, like, if you was killing Blood Council with 0% buff and you was doing it fairly reliable, that's like that's comparative. I would say, you know, or comparable, whatever. You know, you could. There's a lot going on Council, and with 0% buff, you know, you've got certain mechanics that just need to be managed well, and the whole raid is responsible for their positioning and everything. You know, and I would say Ascendant Council is, you know, the same roughly in difficulty. I'd say 0% Blood Council could be compared to, Ascendant Council.
Certainly, I would argue Phase 1, Ascendant Council and Blood Council, Council are the same sort of difficulty. Ascendant Council just puts on a, right, we've just been fighting this boss for 7 minutes, and now you have a 3-minute enrage that you have to beat.
Yeah, you've now got a big DPS race at the end.
I was going to ask how long the fights are in all the raids. Are there any quick, like, Margar type fights where it's like 2-3 minutes, or are they all kind of like 5-minute plus?
Okay.
Magmor was 4 or 5 minutes. Omnitron was 3-4 minutes. Nefarian's going to be 11 minutes. Ascendant Council is going to be probably 7 or 8 minutes on your first kills, maybe even longer. There's a good range of bosses. I mean, Maloriak, I know Scott's going to love that boss, and I'm not going to hear him whinge constantly about it for the first few weeks. You have 2 different tactics on Maloriak. You have we're going to burn everything and kill the boss before it even matters, and just hope that one person in the raid is good enough to carry us. Or we're going to let's do everything correctly but slowly, and it's a very long, boring fight. I'm sure, knowing your extensive knowledge of Scott, you can figure out which tactic he's looking forward to.
Yeah, I
slow and steady.
I hate things that take too long. You know, when it's like, you could just pull it and just burn the boss and delete it and move on. Like, I'm all for those sort of strats, but week 1, they're just taking it, slow and steady is just the safest option, especially when we're in the lowest level of gear that we're going to be physically ever doing those raids in, you know. Go, you got anything else in terms of sort of, what about, like, if we go take it back to a bit more launch night, you know, related stuff?
Well, I mean, really quick with the raids, the big thing, I didn't really do any of the beta raids. I haven't done these raids in 14 years, whenever they came out originally, 2010. So looking at the loot, there's a couple bosses that have like random loot, like it's a ring and it's got 8 different options for stats.
Mm-hmm.
So like that seems kind of weird. I don't know how that's gonna feel, trying to like chase a specific ring and then every week it's the fucking dodge ring again. Fuck.
Yeah, that is only thrown at the 4 Winds. Yeah, it's only that don't happen anywhere else.
It's a pain in the ass, though.
There's the close neck and ring or something. It's like
and legs.
And legs,
and legs, yeah. Yeah.
So for most people, the Throne of 4 Winds random roll legs are going to be your best off piece because they can roll perfect stats for you, right? But yeah, it feels horrible. Like, I'm not going to lie to anyone, it feels awful. We killed it and got a hit expertise strength ring, which is like, oh my god, that is just BIS for like 7 people in a 25-man. Like, it would be amazing. And it was not great.
Bob, by the way, thank you for the super chat. I see that people have already answered, but yeah, obviously, it's the 30th, which kind of sucks a little bit for guilds that raid, on potentially on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, whatever. You know, it's really going to cut down on the amount of days that you're going to get that reset. and our raids are like kind of going to be all over the place. We're going to be raiding on days that we ordinarily wouldn't be raiding, just to get maximum amount of raids still out in that week. But thanks again for the super chat.
Yeah, there's a 4th raid that unlocks June 4th, Barrett Hold in Tolbarad, so don't forget about that one.
Yep, you're going to be wanting to do that every week.
I'm looking forward to Barrett Hold prog.
Is that boss even worth it, or is it just the same as VOA? It's just the pushover. You can like spec run it.
People who still fail.
You're going to spec run it, but you can definitely fail it. Unless you have... And not to big them up, but blood DKs can basically remove any threat from that fight almost by themselves. So yeah, that's very fun.
Are any of you planning on? I know, obviously, Jay. I did mention it briefly before you joined, but are any of you planning on, like, as soon as you get to 85, doing your Toll Barra dailies, like starting to get your reps done?
Oh yeah,
that's my first protocol.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to the 3 zones I mentioned, like Hyjal, Deep Home, and then Twilight Highlands. I want to get my Twilight Highlands rep first, but while I'm leveling up to 84, I'm going to be wearing my Hyjal tabard. And then if I get to Revered with Hyjal before I hit 84, then I'll put on my Deep Home, my Therazane tabard.
You won't. I don't think you get rep in outside of the level 85 dungeons. But they're technically they're technically 84. We had this argument before, but yeah.
84. Yeah. So yeah, I won't get any fucking rep then. Well, it'll probably be the Twilight Highlands tabard that I put on first then and get rep. So as soon as I can hit 84, I'm doing some dungeons, getting that rep. 2 359 epic items when I get exalted. Like, I got to prioritize that one.
And are you doing Toll Barrett, the Toll Barrett dailies as well, though? Is that
the 6 on the island, and then however the controlling part works of the actual zone, I'll be doing as many of those in there as I can too, every single day, because it's one accommodation you get per quest. At least on the ones outside, I didn't get to test the ones inside on the beta.
I think there's like 1 epic quest where you get 2 or something. I think there's the shark quest. You get 1 less quest overall, but you get double the thing from him. But it should be the same amount every day.
I'm looking forward to getting to Tolbarad, turning my PvP flag on, and then doing some dailies.
I'll be there with you, no doubt. You can protect me. So what?
I was gonna say, on my server, it's mostly Alliance. Like, we've had a few Horde sort of crop up in the pre-patch, but Horde hasn't existed on Pyrewood since vanilla. So it doesn't matter if it's PvP or PvE. I just walk in there and no one's gonna touch me. Like, I can stroll into Orgrimmar right now and I won't get touched. I did that through the entirety of Wrath when I was doing like world events and stuff. It's weird.
Mancreek's very similar, unfortunately, but I'm sure there'll be someone dumb enough to attack me.
Yeah, when you see Mancreek, when you see an alliance, yeah, but it is like spotting a unicorn, isn't it? When you see an alliance when you're out and you're like, what? And it happened earlier on, actually. There was I was doing archaeology, obviously. What else would I be doing? In Badlands, and there was a druid next to me, and I could see him struggling with 3 mobs on him, and I went to heal him, and I'm like, why are my mouse over macros not working? Like, and I'm looking, and I was like, oh my god, it's an alliance. Like, I just don't even expect to see alliance in the world.
I've been seeing a lot of them while doing archaeology. Now that you say that, like that is the majority of the places I see it.
I've spent almost my entire time doing archaeology with my PvP flag on, and I have had exactly 1 fight. It was a good fight, and we fucked each other over for hours. But yeah, I've had 1 fight.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Actually, guys in chat, I'd be interested what archaeology has actually been like on PvP servers. If any of you are on any sort of semi-balanced PvP servers, like, has it actually been more of a nightmare than? Because it's already a nightmare. Let's be fair. Like, you take the PvP out of the situation, and it's already a nightmare. But on like decently balanced PvP servers, I do think there's one, isn't there? Is it Grobulus or something? I know there's one like half decent PvP like balanced server. If Jay was on that server, he would just ruin everyone's lives.
I would literally still be at 1 out of 450.
Yeah, you'd be flying around doing archaeology, but not actually getting any archaeology done.
Yeah.
Is it so? Tolvir's the one that a lot of people are going to be going for at like 525.
Yeah, all the dig sites are in Oldham.
Oh, yeah, Oldham. So if you had like a PvP squad and you didn't fucking care about archaeology at all, and you just camp Oldham, like camp the spawn points for the dig sites, that'd be fucking epic. I'd do that.
We know
I
you'd
wish
do
we
that.
could. Wish we
Oh
could,
yeah.
like, it'd be so good.
Grub NA has been very chill. Only an issue in Stranglethorn. Most of the time we let each other dig. All right, fair. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's just trying to get it done and out of the way, aren't they? So, but you've always got those little groups of griefers that don't play nice, you know. These two.
I would be smashing level 20s, 30s. If I'm going to STV, I'm digging and there's a flagged low level tune, fuck off. Eat my moonfire. Level in RDF like somebody who is scared. Sit in your major city and fucking queue. How dare you go out into the world?
So what's your how long do you all think that you're going to be playing your first character before you actually, you know, start taking an ult seriously? You know, like, are you going to get to 85 and then more or less go, right, I'll get it up afterwards, like switch to another character? Or are you going to spend a few days, a week, like, you know, how long do you think before you actually start on your second character?
I got to get full minimum eye level of 3, 4, 6 gear, and then I'll probably be ready for like an ult to get up there. But I also want to get the ult up ASAP so that I can not miss out on the Valor. So as long as I get the ult up before reset, the weekly reset, and I can get my 7 heroics done for Valor cap on the ult, then I'm fine.
Carrot, obviously you've said that you're going to be doing a lot of raiding. So what's how long do you think it's going to be?
I think second I finished Tolbarad, I'm probably going to get started on my mage. Because I know there's going to be a few 5-man murder squads in my guild just pumping out heroics. So anytime I'm not doing that, I'm going to be leveling something else. Yeah, his mage going to be, second my DK is in daily mode. Once they're all done, it's straight back into the leveling.
Fair. And well, yeah, Jay, what about you? I mean, obviously, the likelihood is we're still going to be streaming together by the time we even get to the point of, you know, second character territory. Like, how long do you reckon it's going to take us to be ready to actually start on the mage and your 17th shaman?
I think we're going to be leveling them day 3.
Day 3? What, as in, like, Saturday?
What day? Well, no, we're on Monday now. Like
I thought it was Thursday.
Yeah, I did think for a second.
I genuinely thought it was Thursday.
These are meaningless at the minute.
I was like, oh yeah, Monday. That is 3 days. What?
Yeah, I'm expecting that, you know, we're going to go super hard on our mains, go and clear all the dailies, probably go and farm the quest zones of the rep that we need to farm on those characters. You know, do a full round of heroics, probably farm a couple more heroics just for gear through the RDF. You know, I don't think day 1. I say day 1, you know what I mean? Like the first 24 hours, we're going to want to do anything with ults. Second day, it's going to have been reset, so we're going to go and full clear everything again on those characters. And then, you know, maybe we'd start considering, well, maybe I will start considering ults. I'm saying we're going to have the same plan, but...
Yeah, well, no, that does sound about right, though, doesn't it? Because once we're only down to chasing 1 or 2 items from like actual dungeons, yeah, it's quick, isn't it? It is quick to get like full 3, 4, 6, get the profession bit sorted. Yeah, no, I reckon about day 3.
Well, I mean, so I won't be touching profession items until probably the Friday or Saturday. Because the initial surge of the cost of mats and everything is going to be so high that, like, it's just not going to be worth doing it. Whereas, you know, a couple of days into it, I plan on like the Friday, Saturday, looking at which characters I've got leveled, and then just buying everything I need, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have my druid on, and I at all times, like starting straight away from launch, and just be at least trying to get some herbs and that. I'm only really bothered about get the paladins engineering and alchemy maxed. Like not super quick, but just to get the head, get the trinket, and then I probably won't worry about the professions on the other characters until maybe like the day before the raids open or something. But I definitely want them on the paladin quite quickly. What else is there?
Definitely.
What else is there to do? Go.
Rep, gear, professions. I'm blanking. I don't know. Get enchants for your gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get gems.
The first season starts. The first PvP season starts the same week that the raids open, right?
I think that starts on the reset.
It starts on the reset, so I'm going to be
28th.
doing, I'll be doing Conquest Cap on the 28th. People got to remember that's like a good PV. That's a good piece that you can fill slots with as well.
I
like
forgot about that earlier. The honor gear.
So the honor gear won't beat the 346 heroic gear,
right.
but the conquest gear will beat the honor gear in most cases, even with the dead stat, just because of the primary stat, the stamina, and then obviously you can reforge what you need as well. But yeah, I'll be having, like, same as you. I'm going to do my resto chamois is going to buy boots for my main. The conquest gear, like my chamois is going to walk into the full first raid at like 355 eye level.
Yeah, this is what me and Subtle was talking about on the last podcast. It was like, you know, like when we done the beta testing at the raids and we done it in full pre-raid BIS, and then we went and done it in full 359. It was like the item level difference and the general power of the raid didn't feel too different, I wouldn't have said.
No, the difference between 346 and 359 isn't, but and I understand that this isn't going to be a thing for every single player, but like if you go from a heroic dungeon piece to like a 372 piece off a boss, that difference is going to be massive.
Yeah. Yeah,
like it's
absolutely.
going from it would be the difference between going from like a boosted new character gear to a Lich King heroic weapon.
Well, and that's and that's what Subtle was saying as well in terms of you know, like when you guys and girls are looking at like your raid sort of plan, you know, what bosses you're going to try and do, or even if you're considering doing like, you know, week one a full normal clear, you know, getting the 359 gear from the bosses is like not really that impactful, like Jay's just said. Whereas like putting the effort in and getting 2 or 3 bosses, like boss loots worth of 372 gear is going to be very impactful. So whilst you're probably like tempted to just do a full normal clear so everyone gets to see the mechanics and, you know, you start learning the fights, you should definitely at least go for a few of the easier ones on heroic straight away. You know, even if it costs you a couple of hours raid time to get like one boss down, the couple of hours time investment into getting, you know, numerous bits of 372 gear is going to be so much more noticeable than just the 359 gear.
So, and not to kind of say I told you so to people, but this is why I said that Zinrock wasn't particularly important. Because, like, the difference between it isn't going to be the difference that gets you a kill in 99 out of 100 scenarios.
Oh, yeah.
I think that the difference for Boomkin, I'll have to resim it really quick. It was something like 500 to 750 DPS. So to me, I'm like, that's a good chunk of DPS going from 346 up to 359.
Nah, that sounds far too high to me, mate. Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I've not simmed it, but that sounds like a lot for the spell power that you're going to gain, which is like, I mean, it's not that much.
Even if that is the case, though, right? Because and I understand that people have done this in the pre-patch when there isn't much else you could be doing. But if you don't have it, the difference between you going and farming everything else you could farm or getting a 700 DPS increase, you know, which one is going to be more important? That's what I'm saying. I think people are hyper fixating on the fact that I haven't got Zimrock and therefore my guild's going to like replace me, which is something that literally today I've had someone message me that I couldn't. I've done like 2,000 solves and didn't get a Zimrock, and I think I'm going to get benched.
Yeah, I've heard exactly the same on the last podcast.
Yeah.
There was multiple people that said their guild won't take him if they haven't got the archaeology weapon.
I mean, we're benching Naughty if he hasn't got every single healing archaeology thing, but aside from that, everyone else can come in green, so what it matters.
Yeah. Run away from those guilds. Yeah, exactly, Raki. I mean, I just think I think it's quite minor. I mean, are you simming it now, Go?
Yeah, it's about 710 DPS difference going from main hand offhand, because, well, I guess I could have done a staff, but main hand offhand up to staff.
I mean, that is a lot higher than I would have expected. I've got to be honest.
I'm doing Ellie Shami now because I feel like that's wild. I'm not there yet. And it's going to probably lag me when I press the button because the hamster's not awake yet.
I mean, the Druid Sim is an alpha, so maybe there's something with that. I don't know, but that seemed like they were saying that stat comparisons or DPS comparisons for like simming gear versus gear should be fine.
So what if you then sim the difference between the 359 and the 372? So now change the archaeology staff for a 372 weapon from the raid. Because no, I mean now really you're expecting like
yeah, I'd have to go back to main hand offhand because there's no 372 staff. Let me figure it out.
You'd be expecting it at least the same, wouldn't you? Again.
Are you also running like putting the enchant on the offhand? Because like for classes that can wear one hand offhand, which is every class, but like the difference between that and a staff isn't even going to be huge because you can't enchant the staff with the extra stamina, so you're losing 40 stamina on the enchant anyway. 40 intellect. I
was going to say that really confused me. I was like, well, what's the stamina doing?
Let me make sure because it was the default gear, but I'm pretty sure with the default it has the enchant on the offhand.
Oh, hi, Table.
Hey, what up?
Hi, Table.
Hello.
Someone else to quiz on what they're going to be doing.
Perfect. Let's go through everything again.
Oh no, I mean, Toby, you can give us a little rundown what your launch plans are.
Just gonna solo Blackrock Caverns.
Is that actually what you're gonna do?
Nice.
Yeah,
Have you put some practice runs in? Have you?
a little bit. Yeah, like I learned almost immediately that I need to take off a glyph of frenzied regen because it stops frenzied regen from being able to heal me.
Yeah.
All it does is increase the healing I take. So I did like a giant pull. Like I made a fresh 80 on the beta and tried it out. And I had to be careful till I got Thrash. And then once I got Thrash, it was like I could do giant pulls. And the first giant pull I did, I popped my defensives and frenzied regen and almost immediately died. And I was like, oh, the glyph.
What sort of XP an hour are you getting?
I didn't have anything to track it, so I wasn't really paying attention. But it was like every run, it was like several bars.
Yeah. And how long was a run taking you?
I mean, it was slow at first. I got pretty quick at it, though. Like, the fastest I got it to was like between 8 and 10 minutes a run.
Oh, okay.
And Scott, it was 780.
Another 780 from one to the next.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Main hand and offhand up to 3.72.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I've just looked at it for Ellie Shami. It's 750 for Ellie Shami as well, which I do not believe even in the slightest, but that's what the numbers say.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you have 8 people that don't have their weapon, then that's a lot of fucking
that
DPS.
is a lot. That really is a lot of DPS when you're talking. Then the melee as well, not having Zimrock, like, yeah, that is a big chunk of DPS in a 25 man that you're losing. Like, that's huge.
I'd be really, really careful because we might just have to find a ret pally that has Zimrock.
Well, I just won't level to 85 tonight. I'll just carry on digging.
I'm thinking right now, actually.
But if those numbers are correct, it was shit when it happened the first time round. But it goes to show how fucked these weapons are, and they're just tied behind RNG profession grinding. Like,
Yeah.
if that's how much they are going to do, especially when you add it up to God knows how many people don't have that weapon, fucking hell.
I have a really, really controversial opinion, and I've argued with a lot of people about this, but I don't feel like they should make it any easier to get these weapons.
But I think while it's a sort of disadvantage not having them, it's not the difference between killing the boss and not killing the boss. Still,
No.
you know.
No.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely going to help, but they are, in my opinion, they are more collectibles than like raid gear. You know, for most of us in here, anything you've got from archaeology is going to be replaced in the first 3 resets.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's good for up to a month. I mean, prime example, you know, we went on to beta, killed Magmor as our first boss, mace dropped, got given straight to Scott. His Zinrock would have been worthless after 10 days, 9 days.
No, and really, it's worthless up until that moment anyway, because it's not like, you know, Zimrock for heroics is going to be like even something we care about, you know, so it would have been useful for 6 minutes, literally. The 6 minutes it took, you know, to walk in, buff, and kill Magmor. That's how long Zimrock was useful for me.
That's the point, is that I think I would question the caster DPS numbers, but I mean, I feel like they should keep them as collectibles. You know, they're a cool thing to go and get and have, and nice quality of life when you level a new character and hand it across. But generally, you know, I'm not going to be mad at anyone that shows up to any of the raids that I run that doesn't have an archaeology weapon, especially since I know how much effort they've put in as well.
Yeah, like...
Okay.
Sorry, I was saying, like you said, with those guilds who are going to kick people. It's like, but if you can physically see them out there day in, day out digging it and they haven't got it, and you go, well, you're kicked then, it's like, that's not even their fault. It's just, if you can see them doing it, they don't get it, and that's that. They didn't get it. They tried. What can you do?
Have you tried having better luck?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's really not something that you can physically control either. You know, there's only so many hours in the day. I feel like I've already spent far too many hours. I'm digging right now. You know, I've spent far too many hours trying to get it, and I'm going to be doing pretty much like up till about 15 minutes before launch, still trying. But yeah, there's not really a lot I can do. And I've done the whole. Okay.
Didn't you buy the mount off the store just to try to increase your luck because you've spent money? I thought you did that, right?
No.
Well, maybe that's the secret. You got to buy the fucking $25 mount, and then all of a sudden you're gonna get your archaeology weapon.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll buy it now.
The gods.
Yeah, I'll buy it now.
I'm definitely buying that mount. It looks amazing.
Buying items from the store. Oh.
I mean, I'm not paying actual money for it, but I'm definitely buying it.
Yeah. Well, we've got about 20 minutes because I said we'd be done by an hour before launch. So, have any of you got anything that you want to cover or discuss, or you know, some tips that we can give to people, or you know, just anything in general? As I say,
if no one else has anything, I've got a question for everyone in here.
All right.
What is your like? And this sounds really nerdy, but it is, in fairness, I'm not even going to deny it. What's your nutrition plan for the first few days of going hard?
Vindaloo.
Like, what are you eating? Oh, for fuck's sake. What are you eating and what are you drinking?
I'll go last. I mean, everyone knows mine. It's gin and Vindaloo. What's going on, Bob?
Yeah, what's going on?
Gin, Vindaloo, and pizza.
Yeah.
Fucking monster.
Chindaloo.
What is that background, Bob? This is Cataclysm we're talking about, mate, and you rock up with Season of Discovery.
Hold on, I'll fix it.
It's fine. I'm joking.
I got it handled. It'll only take a second.
What are your plans anyway? Once you've finished doing whatever you're doing, Bob, Actually, let's get through the nutrition question, and we can find out what Bob's Cata plans are, because I don't think it was up until only like a couple of days ago that he's even going to play, you know, so I can't imagine there's a great deal of prep gone in, so I am quite intrigued.
That's actually why I jumped in, but you do your thing and then I'll ask my question.
All right, mate. So go, what are you going to be living on for the first few days?
I got to get a pizza ordered. I just had 2 fish sandwiches before we went live, so I'm good for the next couple hours. It cleared my bowels out, so I don't have to go to the bathroom. That was a perfect plan. So nutrition wise, eat something greasy as shit that's gonna run right through you, so you can have like a 1 stop to the bathroom before launch. You've got an hour and 20 minutes to just clear everything out. I 10 out of 10 would recommend a fish sandwich.
All right.
So go ordered an enema is what I got from that.
Now that I made it awkward as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know where we go from there.
I got some apples. I got some pears, some peaches, some strawberries cut up.
I mean, I told everyone last night on stream what I've got. Obviously, I'm going to be drinking pretty much all the way through, just because, I mean, it's launch. Who's not going to just sit and get hammered the whole time that they're playing? And then I got some, like, not homemade, because it is from a takeaway, but, you know, like traditional Thai food, like made, but actual meals, like in the plastic containers, which I'm then just going to bang in the microwave. So I've had, like, a few different Thai meals that I've got. But then obviously the standard, like, you know, ham and cheese toasties in the afternoons. Got some like breakfast bars for the mornings, some yogurts for the mornings. What else? Got microwavable burgers and microwavable like chicken burgers and stuff, you know. The typical like, oh my god, this is gonna give me the shits type food. But yeah, when I said Vindaloo, I'm being serious, as in I have actually got curries as well. Like I more than likely will have a couple of curries, but I'm going to be streaming like from now till I'd say probably Saturday. It'll be the first day where like I'm not on stream. I'll be doing like 18 to 20 hours a day. Yeah, no, I'll get off to sleep and that's it. I'll literally, and I've even got that set up as a bed behind me, so I'm going to be just crawling from here over to there, going to sleep for like 4 hours, and then I'll be back again.
Well, then you should keep the stream going. Like the sleep streams are a thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, unless it's a subathon or something, it's just not really worth it, is it?
I don't know.
It's
You
weird.
seem to have a great amount of like happy time watching me sleep last time.
I did enjoy that.
Bit creepy.
That's creepy.
Table, what are you going to be eating?
I don't know, but I'm gonna be drinking a lot of coffee. I got a pot of coffee on deck right now.
Are you going all the way to 85, like in one sesh?
I might. I don't know. I'll probably get tired and want to go to sleep though, or at worst, I'll fall asleep while playing. I'll fall asleep mid giant AoE pull.
Carrot, what about your nutritional values? Are you going to be having anything weird?
Just Tesco's finest. That's about it. Just pizzas and whatever else I got in Tesco just crammed into the freezer. And, well, speaking of curries, I made a curry earlier, so I expect to be shitting like a champ in a few hours. That's about it.
It kind of, yeah.
It was the last home-cooked meal I was going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. It's just going to be ready meal after ready meal, I think.
Yeah, everybody's Cata prep was to get toilet paper stocked up.
Just built a chair out of it just in case.
I mean, I can answer for Jay and tell you what he's going to be eating, because it'll be the same as what he's always eating. He goes backwards and forwards to his kitchen making cheese toasties, and then occasionally bangs a pizza in.
Weirdly enough, you're actually very wrong.
Hmm.
I have 2 massive bowls of salads. I have about 8 massive 1.5 litre bottles of water. I decided like 2 days ago that I was going to start going on a health kick.
Oh, this is the worst. This is the worst time to do it.
I'm aware. I'm well aware.
That is as well.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to be. It's kind of why I asked. I'm interested to know what people are having, but yeah, I'm trying to be a bit healthier. So
You just wanted to flex that you were going to be the only healthy one. That's what it was. You're like, yeah, I can show these guys up.
Yeah, basically.
Are you drinking,
Yeah,
Go?
yeah,
You did
for
it.
the rest of the year.
You did it.
So I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I poured my first drink. I'm like you. I can't go like too hard tonight because I want to be up for at least another 16 hours.
Oh, yeah, so just casual drinking. That's exactly what
yeah.
I'm going to be doing all the way through until I'm not.
Make sure you disable the roulette then.
It's no, yeah. The wheel might need to at
Or
least
just
be
change it all
paused.
the water.
Well, you saying about like subathon, well, like sleep stream and all that. I might, instead of like doing the wheel, I might do a launch subathon, and then me and Jay truly are being held hostage. So we'll see. And then Bob, okay, come on. So what's your plans? You was gonna, there was a time when Phase 4 was, around uncertainty around when it was going to be releasing, which was almost going to make you not play Cata at all. So what's going on now?
Or at least not like. I was thinking that they were going to do well. First off, what I have for food is a huge vat of tuna egg salad.
That's amazing if it wasn't tuna.
Dude, so the tuna gets cut by the egg. I mean, it's awesome. Like, it's an awesome mixture. Like, I'm not a big fan of either one by themselves, tuna salad or egg salad, but together they make Voltron. It's awesome. You should try it. But yeah, so I was always thinking I was going to play, but I was just like, they need to tell me when Phase 4 is coming out. Like, but I figured that they were going to do something like this, where they gave, Cata time to breathe and like basically gave, all of us the ability, if we want to play both, which I think is cool. But the reason I jumped in is because I was just looking for advice. Like, so since the raid's not going to be for 10 days, like, Mel's not back in town until Thursday, so I don't really want to get ahead of her. So I'm just really not going to do much. But is there any type of prep that I could do, not leveling and not getting in front of her, that might help? And then, like, just what's the first thing to do for people that are coming back that haven't played since like ICC, like, that just haven't played for months?
But do your professions. Like, I mean, that's going to save you a load of time at 85 anyway. That'd be the first thing I'd recommend.
I've got all the money for it too.
Yeah, just get your professions to 525. Like, go around, if you've got a herb and miner, go around herbing and mining. You're going to get some XP, don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, it's if you're just doing it for your professions. Like, I mean, that's what I'd do. Get your fishing and cooking to 525. It's stuff that you're going to do at 85 anyway. So you might as well do it now. It's going to take a while, and then by the time Mel's back, you're good to start pumping.
That's a good call.
And digging, yeah.
What would you do if you were just gonna give me advice? Like, where should Mel and I go to level? Like, what should we do? Like,
so when did you say Thursday?
Thursday, yep. So it'd be kind of chilled out on questing, I think, by that time.
Yeah, just quest. I mean, what class? You're rogue, aren't you? So you're rogue and Mel's priest.
I'm gonna do rogue and priest because I think we're gonna raid with hammer dance on benediction, and just so happens those are two classes that they need. So,
oh, that's cool.
I'd say Igel then.
Yeah, I'd do Igel.
Because if you don't need to do Earthen Ring straight away, then there's no point going to Vashir. If you really don't like Vashir, at least Igel, you can get the Arcanum for Catas out of the way, and then you can do all them later for the rogue one.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, literally go Hyjal, Deepholm, Oldham, Twilight Islands. I mean, you are going to need...
no point in really doing archaeology, right? There's not really a huge point.
Not as a rogue. Yeah, and as a rogue, there is literally nothing for you. Nothing at all.
Yeah, even in Selvair, there's nothing for a rogue.
It kind of sucks, really. Yeah, you would have thought that everybody would at least get something that they're wanting to dig for. But yeah, agility users got really... oh, that's a good idea, Nick. Yeah, you could just turn the XP off while you're doing gathering and stuff, Bob, so you don't even get ahead at all.
Oh, that is I always forget that's an option.
Yeah, same.
I think most people do, to be fair.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, we've got 10 minutes. If any like go, have you got anything you wanna bring up while we got 10 minutes left?
There's been something we don't have to talk about it. I sent Jay the idea, and it's about raiding. I have to pull it up here if I wanted to really get into my notes, but it was kind of an idea of how to keep the raids hard for the people that want the hard content. It was having the idea of the Herald of the Titans, like achievement from ICC or Old War. Yeah, Old War. Have that be in the game for Cata. It'd probably have to start in Firelands, where they give you an achievement for completing Firelands at a certain raid eye level. And then once you have gotten that, then you can continuously lower your raid's eye level to see who at the end of the phase would have the shittest gear that has completed the raid. And then they would get an extra achievement or title or mount or whatever like that. So a lot of times every single phase, like, yeah, the raid's going to be hard for some people. They want it tuned really hard, but then once they've gotten gear after 2-3 resets, they've outgeared that challenge, and then they're waiting 3 months for the next tier to hopefully be hard and a challenge again. So this would kind of like reverse it and make it to where it's always going to be hard, and it's up to you to make it harder, and then you would still get your reward.
Ooh, can I add to that?
Yeah, discuss.
Okay, so like that's a really cool idea, but I think what plagued a lot of people not wanting to try that back in Wrath is just how much of a bitch it was to get the proper gear. What if you could just toggle it to where it would just like percentage wise bring your gear down in eye level so that you could take the challenge on with much less prep?
One of the things I was thinking of was like it would encourage you to keep going back to do like heroics and the previous raid content because you would have to get that gear. So instead of just having a toggle, also. Yeah, it's like, oh well, we haven't got this piece to drop yet, but it would really be able to lower my eye level if it would drop. It sounds really weird to say, but
so you just would have it as an average eye level, so you could like
yeah, and it would be like
that's not bad at all.
Like, so you could have one boss, you guys went in there, and for that week, it was like, okay, guys, put on your eye level gear. We kill it, and then we're just gonna smash out the rest of the raid or something like that. Like, put on your full eye level gear, and we'll just crush everything else.
So, I think my opinion's slightly changed a little bit since we spoke about it, Go. Not to try and ambush you with it, but like mainly because we know what state of the raids that we're actually going to get now. I also I like the idea of the time walking thing, which is I think kind of what Bob was getting to. Like that's how it's implemented on retail, right? Is you can go back and do the old content at a certain difficulty level by just queuing for it and getting that content. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's about making the raids harder now because we're actually getting a hard version of the raids. I'm curious to see what now happens with Raid Finder, though.
Oh.
Well, didn't they say they aren't planning on doing Raid Finder in Crix's interview? They said we have no plans.
They'll do it. They'll still put it in.
I wouldn't trust them.
I mean, they have no plans to do an RDF, but in fairness, like exactly that conversation 12 months earlier was Wrath about RDF. So I imagine it's going to happen, but you know, the argument's flipped on its head, and it is about appeasing both sides of the argument. Before, it was a case where the raids are going to be really easy and you have to appease the top end. Now, it's going to be, well, okay, the top end is satisfied. They've got relatively difficult raids and things like that. What about the average player? Are they going to want to do that heroic level? Or should there be now nerfs that come in along the patch cycle like they would have? The argument's almost kind of flipped on its head a little bit, I think.
Anything else? Anything else on that?
That is one of my fears for Cata, though, is that it's just gonna be a different crowd, like because people have dropped off as we've gone on. Like they always drop off after that first raid. Well, if the first raids are tough, like the drop off might be really fast. for these average players.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that.
Go
Oh,
on.
sorry, go on.
No, go on, Jay. It's all right.
I was going to say, I'm concerned that we're going to go through the same cycle as original Cata, where people get into the first tier, especially now where there is pressure on people and cause almost a expectation that you're going to walk into the next tier in full bis. And I think a lot of players won't get there very quickly, especially with how quick they want to do Cata. Not that I believe they'll stick to that timeline, but if they do, there's not going to be time for you to get full bis unless you're hitting, a lot of heroic bosses very early.
I think that'll be a pain point for a lot of people because in so far through Classic and in SOD now too, like everybody is so used to having that time to like get full bis. Like people feel like there's something wrong if they don't get full bis by the end of a phase or whatever. So if they want, depending on how fast they decide to make the phases in Cata, like people might just have to get used to the fact that like you're just not going to have full bis at the end of the phase, or just be okay with not, with the idea of not having full bis. And I think that might be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people.
So it just increases the necessity to have split runs then.
I mean, some people might feel that way.
Was what I'd like to see him do personally, and I know like this is, some people are going to love this and some people are going to hate it, and yes, it is a very private server thing, no doubt. Well, White Mane specifically. But what I loved in the first season of White Mane? It might have been the first season. Is where when it's a few weeks until the next phase is coming. So let's say we're doing tier 11, and then Blizzard say, right, next month, on the 12th, Firelands is going to launch. Then the lockout is completely removed on the raids. So, well, not completely removed. It's still got a 24-hour lockout, but you can raid. You can do a full clear of a raid every day for the last few weeks of the phase, which I mean, I kind of like that, because you would hope that the really sort of top end guilds, or just super organized guilds, are not really going to need to use that benefit, because they've been clearing it since week 1. They've probably got pretty much everything they need. Or if they haven't, and it's, let's say they've been really unlucky and all they need is a bell every day, or even if they've done it like they put it on a 3-day lockout or something, for that last few weeks, they can literally just go in and just make a beeline straight for Atramedes every lockout and go, no, we didn't get it, all right, see you next week, that kind of thing. I really liked that, where you almost felt like you could just raid something every day and really get everything that you needed before Firelands launched. Well, what do you think about that?
It was amazing for like re-rolling. As someone who has been known to re-roll once or twice in my life, you didn't have to agree so quick, dickhead.
Sorry. I mean, what?
Like being able to go, right, I'm going to play whatever in the next tier, being able to just go and smash raids every day to catch gear up is like really, really nice.
It's kind of a cooler catch-up mechanic than have to just slam 18 gamma.
Yeah, you've still got a raid at the end of the day. You still got a raid for the gear, and maybe it's not a few weeks, maybe it's 2 weeks. Like whatever. So it don't become too stagnant or whatever. But
like over and over again to get locked up.
Oh yeah, I think you lagged out there, Bob.
Yeah, did you hear me?
No. Oh, you said the start of the sentence and then the end.
Oh, yeah, it's just like, I think that would be a more fun catch-up mechanic than have to do like 85 gamma dungeons to get 2 pieces of catch-up gear, from the raid prior, right? That was kind of like in Wrath, like that was a cool concept, but boy, it took a little too long for my liking to get everything that you needed.
I'm sure it's not something Blizzard would ever actually do, but I kind of like that personally. I think it's what's Spacey saying? They're already doing the 24-hour raid lockouts on Mop Remix, but I might implement something like this. Oh, okay, yeah. So you never know then. I just think it's a great thing to add at the end of a phase, especially where raids are actually super quick as well once you're geared, and it's like, oh well, we can do a few raids a week instead of just one. But yeah, Well, I mean, that's it. I've just got one last thing that I just really quickly want to do, which is in yesterday's video, or was it the day before? I can't remember. The last video I put out anyway. I said I was going to give out 2, well, they're from Blizzard, obviously not me, but 2 Blazing Epic upgrade editions, and it's EU only. So I'm going to just really quickly just add this screen. Hang on.
And the question to win the reward is, what is Go's birthday? Or when is Go's birthday?
What is Go's birthday? It's the day you were born.
Oh, he wins it. Winner number 1.
It's not a question. It's literally, I've just got a YouTube comment picker. I'm just going to cover yous up with for a sec. And it's literally as easy as pick a winner. First winner is Hello MC100 saying good to hear that it will not be face roll. So I'll screenshot that, add it to my text document. So if you're watching, mate, you know, just DM me on Discord and it's yours. There'll be a little short verification to make sure that it's you. And the second one's Dr. Jimmy. Can't wait to queue for some 2s, 3s, aiming for Gladiator title. I don't like that. I want no one to be doing PvP. The more people doing it, the more difficult it's going to be for me. That was it. Yeah, literally, that was it. Just wanted to get those 2 done easy. You know, it's been done live, so you can see it was completely random out of 700 odd comments. And yeah, the guys that won, just get in touch. I will announce that also probably in a post on YouTube or something, so as many people see it as possible. And yeah, they are EU only. But if you're NA and you win one, just give it to someone you know from EU or sell it. Or I don't care, do whatever you want with it.
It's an $80 value. It's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, and there's 2 of them. As I say, one of them was for me and one of them was for like to give away, but I don't need it because I don't play EU anymore, so just gave them both away. But yeah, everybody, like, yeah, good luck with launch. It's like 57 minutes, 56 minutes, whatever it is. I'll be streaming it all over on Kick with Jay, guys, Table, Carrot, Bob, Go, obviously, as always, and Jay. Just, yeah, it was great having a little chat, you know, just to get some hype going. I know we're all excited, so this at least killed a couple of hours for us. So good luck, everyone.
Good luck, guys.
And good luck to everyone fixing all your weak auras to work with all the Cataclysm stuff. So many spell IDs changed.
Stay hydrated, guys. Especially the ones drinking.
I'll be staying hydrated on gin and tonic. But yeah, everyone in chat, either see you over on Kick or just enjoy launch, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Which is, when is the next podcast go? Are we doing next Saturday? Was it? I can't remember.
Saturday I'm out of town. I forget when it was.
We did agree on a date, didn't we? Was it a Wednesday then?
The Wednesday before launch, I think, the 29th.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. That's when we said we was going to do it, because it's the day before raids.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to send us off. I'm not going to salute because people keep giving